So I don't know if it's the healthiest of trees.
No,
But
it's
there's
healthy.
other. It's not that healthy, but it's okay. So there's another aspect in that if you go around the tree looking at the energy, there'll be a point, now it's there, where we have a more intense energy. So I'm getting a very strong, for me, positive reaction there. Now if I go around and I feel around the back here, then we get the negative reaction. We can find those intense energy points. And on a really big tree, that's a pretty amazing point. And you could say that if it's the heart chakra, and just from my own experiences in dowsing, you could say that's the intelligence center of the tree, because there is intelligence in all nature, and like the Buddhists will tell you that, or the animist traditions, of course, are really big on that. And pre-Christian Ireland was basically an animist society where they looked at, they recognised and they honoured the spirits of place, the spirits of the trees.
Now at this point you just pointed out where the chakras are. Would that like to be in a certain direction, like facing south?
But I know that if you do turn the tree around to get it in a preferred orientation and
This way. Well, you've actually feeling go back in life force actually the slew my deficiency on vaccine the slew ma has seen like it could this look on the size ma has seen like passing on you and like need she sauce so foot my hill has she done a stocking dollar so no here stocking dollar ma having to an people take trash kaki.
So it's a great application of dowsing. It's an unusual one, but it's so practical.
And I think it's wonderful. I think it's very interesting the orientation that when you take the plant, that you check the life force of the plant and then where to put it in the ground, where you does where.
So you got that to work? Yeah. The applications of this are quite far-reaching in terms of your garden design, which I call permaculture design, because I focus very much on the edible, productive landscapes, which I think we all need to do, because I think there's going to be famines ahead of us in the future, the way the world is going. We need to be able to produce food in close proximity to where we live. It's going to become more and more urgent, and the permaculture movement has been pushing for this for a long time, and now I think its time has come. The need for it is ever greater. So this sort of understanding about the energies has got the practical application within the permaculture. Doing your garden or farm design in a very thoughtful, very intelligent way, where you're looking at the different aspects of what you have in the environment. So what sort of energies can you harvest and harness, for instance? So we look at the energies of a site in permaculture, and we put our gardens in sensible locations. We put our salad vegetables near the kitchen. The elements that we don't need to go near so often, we put them further from the house. The baby chickens will be close to the house, which we talk about zone 0 as the house, and then the different zone 1, 2, 3, 4, leading up to zone 5, which is our wilderness zone, and that can be where the fairies live. So this is where the fairies can come into it. That's the little wilderness zone, and we don't need to disturb that zone. But in between those zones, there's all sorts of productivity, whether it's forestry or animals, milk production, meat, whatever you're into. It's all comes into this sensible design which the permaculture has put together in a clever way. So in terms of the dowsing and the earth energies, or the geomancy as I call it, this is a perfectly wonderful tool for permaculture. We can look at the subtle energies of a site and we can say, okay, we have some underground water. Just as we felt the underground water lines in different parts of the nursery here, hey, we can find the plants that love that energy. We can put them and locate them in those zones. With the geopathic stress, it's only stressful for us, humans. It's not stressful for medicinal herbs, for beehives. We can put our beehives in those places. We can put our compost heaps. They're going to break down so much quicker in a geopathic zone. Compost toilets in a geopathic zone. So in other words, it's not stressful for everything. It's just another energy that we can harness and get a fantastic result. For instance, with the bees, People have found maybe 50% more honey from the beehive on the high energy zone. Now, I was told by a commercial beekeeper that that's an ancient French technique of beekeeping. So these are just really good examples of how this is a fantastic tool in our farm and garden design.